last week on The Travel Counsellor.
God damn it! What did I say? I gave you an order, now move! Move!
The reason I've brought you here today is I have two soldiers that are arguing and bickering towards each other. It's affecting their training and things like that. They're a danger to themselves and a danger to others.
All I know is that I did my job and he did not.
All right.
And because of that, in fact, if you ask me, I saved his life.
I don't know what she was doing there.
Shit, there's a woman there with a child. It's a fucking minefield.
Oh, God damn it. What is she doing there?
Need to get her out.
Stand down, soldier.
Let me go.
No, get
What
down,
do you mean?
Corporal.
She's gonna blow, dude.
No, get down, Corporal.
Henry, give us a shit. Get
It's
off
our
me.
safety first.
Get off me.
down.
For fuck's sake. Get off.
Corporals.
Ma'am?
It's really good to see you both again, and it was a pleasure meeting you last week. Now, thank you for agreeing to have a session together. The only thing about it is we need to set some ground rules to make sure that our heightened emotions don't make this unsafe for anybody, okay? I would like to be able to do my job today and feel comfortable and safe at all times, as I want you to be safe as well, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what if you feel like being angry that you're going to hurt somebody? I'd rather you just call a timeout and just say to me, okay, Adele, I'm just having timeout. Leave the room, just have a bit of a breather, and then come back. Can you agree on that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, basically, I'd like to know how your week has been since you saw me last time.
Outstanding.
So I take it the tension is still there, still quite heightened, yeah? Have you been able to do any work together?
Man, we train together, but we've never really been on the field together because, I don't know, of attention, I guess, but yeah.
Okay, so your sergeant has kept you separate at this point?
Not necessarily separate. We train together. I stay on my path, he stays on his path. We just do the training.
Okay. Has your friction actually affected other people around you, or is it just between you two?
You know, man, our colleagues have really strong head. They don't take sides. That's just the way it is.
Good.
So
Okay.
we're fine. I think they're fine too.
Oh, that's excellent. And as long as you understand that I'm the same, I'm not here to take sides, I'm not here to say who's right and wrong. I'm just here to try to fizzle out this tension between you both so you can always stay safe and comfortable in your workplace, okay? So when I interviewed you last week, I did actually learn a lot about you. I've learned that in your case, you have a long line of soldiers in your family, is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yeah. And what have you learnt from past generations about being a soldier?
Well, my great-grandfather was a soldier, my grandfather was a soldier, my father's a soldier, and my two brothers are soldiers. And so, from very young age, it kind of taught me how to be strong and how to be, you know, combative and all that kind of stuff. And also how you see some ugly stuff out there, really, really terrible stuff that you can only imagine happens. And the idea is that you need to have a strong mind. Without a strong mind, you will not be able to survive in the military. And so that's how I've been taught, and that's how I see it. It's a job, and that's it. But
Okay.
the best thing is to put myself first, to make sure that I don't get killed. That's the mission.
Right. Okay. And how about you, Corporal? What have you kind of learnt about your job? What are your beliefs about your position in this field?
So I think I told you my job was to serve. We were there, we had a job to do, and then there was there someone who's not trained, someone who's a young child. We can lose our lives. My life's not worth shit. His life is not worth shit. But their lives, innocent people's lives, that's what matters. We're trained to deal with explosives. I've seen people being blown up. That's not the same thing as when an innocent person with a 2-year-old kid is walking on a minefield. We're trained for this shit. I'd happily sacrifice myself if I could save some people out there. I don't think his grandfather would be happy to see him sacrificing
Don't talk about my grandfather.
I'll talk about whatever I fucking
will
want,
not
you
talk
piece of
about-
shit.
Don't talk about my grandfather.
Don't slam the table, I'll slam your fucking face in! You fucking piece of shit!
I like to see it dry. I like to see
Take
it
out your
dry.
fucking eyes!
Well,
Both of them cut out, you
Yeah,
fucking,
try.
with
Why
a
don't you
bayonet
try?
fucking knife!
Guys,
You fucking piece of shit!
Guys.
How about this?
corporals.
Yeah, how about it?
How about this?
How about it?
Don't talk about it. Show me.
Oh, you want to see it?
Yes, I wanna
You won't see much when I take out both your fucking eyes.
Yeah.
You fucking little cunt.
Both of you, both of you stop.
Words.
Stop,
I don't see nowhere.
time out. This is what I was talking about, safety at all times.
Man, I got no problems. This guy here.
You got a fucking problem. You have a
Okay,
fucking
stop.
problem coming to
Guys,
it.
okay, so what's happening is you're both going to be yelling at the same time. A, I can't understand a word you're saying. B, you're not even listening to each other. And C, you're just talking angry words. All right, so I need you to stay calm at all times. Does anybody need time out?
No, man, I'm cool.
All right, now I know that in the military, as you said, strong mind. I need you to use your strong mind in here as well.
Absolutely, I get
And
it.
that's same with you too, Corporal.
But don't be insulting my family.
Okay, let's
Let's
keep.
not get personal about this.
All right.
Don't get personal.
Okay.
Fuck you. Don't get personal.
Okay, this is what I was a little bit worried
It's like
about.
what I'm talking about. See the anger? For no reason. There's no reason to go there, you see? This is exactly what happened on the field. You have to abide by the rules. If you don't abide by the rules and you let your emotions get the better of you, that's what happens. That's how people get hurt. And he's saying that he's going to put himself on the line to try and save somebody. Of course, who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to do that? Everybody does.
What I want you to understand is right now, it's his trauma talking.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? You told me last week that you can deal with this.
Yeah.
So obviously you're the one who can cope with this.
Absolutely.
So if you can find it within yourself to just pull back no matter what he says,
Absolutely.
just breathe your way through it because it's his anger talking and his trauma talking.
Ma'am, I do understand that,
Yeah.
but when it comes to talking about people's families, that's when it gets
All right.
personal.
So
You
when
understand that,
I
right?
do understand.
If I was to call one of your family members a cunt,
Yeah, it's.
surely that's going to hurt you.
I would actually expect a little bit more self-control than somebody using that
from me
language.
or from
yeah.
from me?
From the other corporal.
Good,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
will make that clear to him when he comes back. We'll set those ground rules. Okay.
That'd
No
be great.
talking. No talking about
That'd be great.
personal things.
Yeah,
all
this
right?
is work.
This is work. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, excuse me. I'll just open that door for him. Thanks for returning.
Thank you, I apologise, man.
So,
I was just explaining that's the type of thing that I knew could possibly happen is emotions just escape us. Okay, let's set some more boundaries. The boundaries are we don't make it personal, we don't talk about family members and call them names, but I'm sorry that you got so upset. What actually triggered you? There must have been something said that made you. Did you get a flashback? Did you get?
I wish I had family members who were ready to help each other, you know, instead of everyone being for themselves or protecting their own skin. I wish my mum and dad cared about each other, not about themselves. I wish they cared about me. I wish the neighbourhood that I lived in, people just, didn't ignore their own, everyone else's problems and just kind of focused on their own little bit. That's what I wanted to be different from. And I never had anyone else to rely on and supported. Didn't feel support from anyone before. And I trusted you, man. I thought you had my back.
I did have you back. That's what the problem is. If you had gone out there, you would have been blown up with that lady and that little kid. Did you stop for a second to think about that? If you had gone there, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here right now.
But they would have been there.
I know. No, they wouldn't have. Because no matter what, she still had to step off.
I would have
You would have pushed her off.
I would have pushed her off.
You would have pushed her off, but then the explosion would have killed you too. Instead of 2 people dying, it would have been 3 people. And I would have had to lose one.
I would have died, okay, but she would have been alive.
Do you remember the training though? What did the training say? Put yourselves first. And I understand that you've been through all this stuff with you wish that your parents were there and all that kind of stuff. And you wish that, look, we've been friends since we got into the army, my friend. Look, I don't understand what's going on now, Slater. I don't know what's going on. If you've got something to tell me, just tell me straight so we can work it out.
You took my dream away from me. I wanted to do this. That's what I joined up for. I wanted to save someone. I wanted to help someone. You stole it from me.
At the wrong time. You chose the wrong moment, Slater. That was not the time for you to try and help. There's still time to save other people, but come on.
Can I just kind of interrupt? I'm so sorry. What I'm hearing you say from an outsider looking in, you've come from a family, I think you mentioned that they just didn't look after each other. Everybody kind of looked after themselves. In this situation, this is what you felt Corporal was doing. Is that correct?
Is that what he's saying? Everyone should just look after their own life? Don't care about kids being blown up and getting charcoal? Isn't that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there was nothing we could have done in that situation. And if you had gone into that situation, you wouldn't be here. Did you see how big that blast was? Even if you pushed her off, that area, that whole pyramid, you would have been dead. Even though we were like, what? How far were we away? We were like, what? 30 meters away, and we still felt the effects of it. How would you have been able to survive that, man? Come on, think about it. I do understand what you're going through, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, but come on.
I think we've got guilt here. I think we've got maybe some negative thoughts. Maybe you're feeling that you were being selfish by worrying about yourself. Is that right? Guilt and being selfish, is that what you're thinking? Because you're seeing it as just doing your job, but you're seeing your job as a bit more personal than that. Is that correct? Can you understand what Corporal is saying about protecting yourselves first and protecting your life first? Because if you die, you won't be able to help anybody else.
But I could have tried.
And if you didn't succeed?
And I wouldn't be here and it wouldn't matter, would it?
But it does matter.
To whom?
To all of us. To your teammates. To all of us. That's why we're put together as partners, so we have each other's backs. I didn't want to lose you on the field. I was gonna go back and tell Sergeant what?
Could have told him I tried.
And we did. We did try. But at the end of the day, there was nothing we could do about it. did good, man. I wanted to see them alive too, man.
I think something you both need to remember is you did not kill that lady and that child. It wasn't you both. You did not kill her. And I'm really sorry that you both had to experience that. It was not your fault, Corporal. It was not your fault.
It wasn't, man.
The thing is, it happened. It's something that we can't change. And we need to know now how to get through this.
I didn't see it, man. It wasn't your fault.
It wasn't your fault.
It's the enemy's fault. I've always got your back. You know that.
So I know this session has been quite difficult for both of you for different reasons. So Slater, thank you so much for trusting us in expressing how you're feeling and what you're thinking. All right, and remember, this goes no further. It's between us, whatever we talk about, okay? As long as we're feeling safe and comfortable in these sessions, then I do believe that we can get through this, okay? The biggest thing that we need to do is get your friendship, or at least your work relationship, in a better situation than what it has been, all right? Because I do not want you to endanger each other's lives because you're so angry and you're fighting all the time, all right? So, Hendrix, I know you said to me last week and today, you said to me that you just have this ability to just get over it. You can just, okay, it happened and you move on. Is there anything that you can share with us today? What are the specific things that you do to get through these really hard memories?
I guess that's kind of different for different people. You see, like the way I was brought up with my grandfather or my father was taught was very different. But also, I guess I've been in this job much more longer than Slater has been. So I guess I've become kind of a little bit immune to it to a certain degree. You see, I mean, I used to be there. I understand what he's going through, which is why I'm saying like it's fine and like you get over it. It's fine. But after being in the army for such a long time, in the military for such a long time, what happens is that it's like doing anything. The more you do it, the more you just become immune to it. And of course, there's been some hard times, but the best thing to do is to, of course, to speak to other people about it, like yourself, for example, and knowing that it's okay. It's actually okay to have those things because you've seen them and they're very traumatic things. But the best thing to do is not to just forget about it. What I would usually do, I remember in the beginning of my training was acknowledge it and just let it go. The thing is, keep coming back, just acknowledge it and just let it go. But you can't not acknowledge it. That's the worst thing you can do. But just acknowledge it, let it go. Or come back, acknowledge it, let it go. And after a while, what you see is that it fades off. And then the more you see all these bad things happen, the more you learn to deal with that acknowledgement and letting it go. That kind of thing, it just happens faster in that sense.
Yeah.
And so then it gets to a point where it's like, you just don't see it anymore. You just see it as, I'm just doing my job and this is the way that I have to do it. And if I follow the rules and everything like that, then everything will be alright. But I still definitely do understand what Corporal Slater's going through right now.
Slater, do you think you would feel comfortable with Hendrix being your support through this? He was there, he saw what happened, he saw how upset you got about it. It's not that he doesn't understand. Do you think you could turn that anger into accepting his support?
You need to be able to trust you, man.
You can.
Everyone always betrays me. Everyone.
I won't, man.
So I think next time I see you, we're going to talk about this betrayal a little bit further. I won't today because I know it's been a bit of a difficult session for you, but the word betrayal has been used a couple of times now, and it'll be very difficult for you to continue working if you think Hendrix has betrayed you. So I need to find out what's behind that idea of betrayal. All right? We can do it one-on-one, or we can do it with Hendrix here. It's totally up to you. Next time, we're going to talk about that a little bit further. All right? Can I just ask, anybody who's experienced a traumatic event, I need to ask, have you had any thoughts of suicide or self-harm?
It's not that I want to kill myself. It's just I don't really care if I live or die.
Okay. Which kind of came across in your decision to just run into that mine. So with trust, if we're developing trust between you both, we need to be very clear on all these issues. Okay? Because I need to find out why you don't care whether you live or die. I need to know why it's easy for you to just run in and with the risk of you actually blowing up. Okay, and then how does that affect any colleague around you? Because it's not just about you, it's about the people around you as well. So you may not care if you live or die, but the people around you do. Yeah, and this needs to be addressed. Okay, are you having trouble eating? You eat? What about sleeping?
It's a shame we don't. It's a shame we're not allowed to, bring in booze where we work.
Okay. So you're expressing to me that sometimes you need to find ways to help you fall asleep, is that right? Yeah.
Sometimes there's like this feeling there, and if I
Yeah.
help myself, the feeling kind of
Yeah.
goes away.
Yeah. All right. Well, that shows me how much it's affecting you. All right. Okay. So thank you so much for having this session with me today. I am glad you had a bit of time out. I'm sure that the more sessions we have, the more this is going to help you. All right. But if there's any time during the week that you feel you need to talk to someone, please get your sergeant to give him my number, and either I can talk to you over the phone, or I'm happy to come in for an extra session. Okay? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and I will leave now.
Thank you.
And I'll see you next week.
Rolling.
Did I say corporate? I said corporate.
Cool, I thought.
Travel counsellor,
Look at us.
second
Did I say
session,
corporate?
marking.
In the last one? Oh my god.
Huh?
Oh, what did I say? Oh,
Slater.
Yeah, reset that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Slater.
Beautiful.
Yeah, good.
Did you say pitiful?